reading on.
Right then guys, thought we'd just jump on the video cam today in the van and just explain the job what we're coming up against today. This job we're going to today, he's got some solar panels already installed, some solar panels on his main roof, on his house, and he's also got a set of solar panels on his garage. They've both got different feed-in tariffs, on the old feed-in tariff that is, and we are going to install the Alpha system with a 20 kilowatt battery storage. We're going to put a 5 kilowatt inverter in the garage. So the plan is, so about 6 months ago, Connor from the office actually went out and surveyed this job. So yeah, so this job was around the corner from office, so Connor decided one day after work he'd pop round and have a quick look. Sent me some pictures, some videos, so we've got a bit of a plan of this job already. So the Alpha system is pretty good. You can have a hybrid system, so you have panels connected to the actual inverter, and then you can also monitor another system. So that's the plan. So today's job, we are in Wakefield, literally, no, Barnsley, innit? 5 minutes from office. So we've had a line today-ish, got here about 6:30. Got the job for about 20 to 8, and give a bit of a walkthrough on this job. Like I said on previous video, we've already done a bit of a site survey on this one. Connor from office came round, had a bit of a look round with customer about 4 or 5 months ago, and customers already ran took all pebbles out for armoured cable to be ran. So cable route itself, as you can see, it's going to follow the current cable which is already there. Come round. We're going to take up some of these paving blocks, bring it around, and then where this sort of drainage area bit is underneath there, straight to garage. So what he's currently got on this setup, he's got a solar inverter in the garage. He's also got a solar inverter in the loft space. He's got 3 panels on the main roof, and then I don't know how many he's got on this roof, but he's got the rest of them on the back side of this garage. So the previous installer, when it was installed, he's ran an AC cable from the loft and tapped into the bottom of this isolator. So then the full system's all on one feed-in tariff. I probably wouldn't have done it that way, but anyway, that's how he's done it. So the plan is we're going to pretty much start all over. We're going to take this one out. We're going to make it into a hybrid system, put a bi-directional generation meter in so you don't have any interference with his old feed-in tariff. We're then also going to run a 16mm armoured cable from the mains straight to a new fuse board. This board was going to get taken out and replaced. What the previous installer did is actually tapped into the 6-amp breaker. So that actually feeds the solar system, which is a bit naughty. So we'll get that all sorted out. You'll have all SPDs in there, all your RCBOs and all that sort of stuff. We'll disconnect the feed which is coming from the consumer unit to the garage, from the conservatory board. We've got like a board in there to the garage, so we'll take that out. So that's that plan. Basically, rip it out, start all over, make it look nice and pretty. He's having 20 kilowatts of battery storage, so 10 kilowatts on each pack. Then a 5 kilowatt hybrid inverter, so it'll be able to charge and discharge at 5 kilowatts. And like I said, we'll get his data from the EV Ultra 16mm, so we can monitor what the customer's using the property, and then it tells the system when it should discharge and not. So yeah, this is the plan in here. So we'll show you the mains. It's a bit tight and the cable route, so that's going all the way around border. Take some of them block paves up. Follow this here in armoured all the way around back of this bush. And then this is an extension part of the property. The mains is in that corner. We can't drill out from inside, just because you've got pipe work there and you've got your mains incoming, so you don't want to risk going through that. So the plan is I'll probably end up drilling into extension. It's chipboard. We'll probably use some RMEG caps, which will just basically drill an hole and basically just put a cap on top of it. So much easier than getting, I don't know, circle saw out or multi-tool or whatever. So we'll get them caps put back on, and we'll just run it around and then drop it straight down into where all mains are. So in here, if you follow me, just take my boots off. In here, that's the mains. So if you have a pop, can you look up there? It's a bit busy in there. So I were going to put a fused isolator in there, but I don't think there's going to be enough room. So I've got some boards in van, some 6-way boards in van, and I'll probably just put a board maybe just below in this corner, and we'll push it straight up to the top, so you don't see no cables or anything like that. All cable entries from the top of the actual board, and then we'll run it straight upstairs. Upstairs we took some carpets up and stuff like that, so I'll show you what we're doing upstairs. So upstairs we've taken the carpet up. First carpet took up, floorboards, get in. Oh, hold on a second. Floorboards, get in. First carpet, booyah. Hold on, I've zoomed in, haven't I? By accident, zoomed in by accident. Right, so floorboards, boom. Took them up, happy days. Cable entry to where we're going, it's just down there. Chipboard in this side, so like I said, the RMEG little plugs we got. I'll probably put one right in that corner there, so we can basically just come straight across and then straight across this way. Worst case scenario, we have to do another one, but fingers crossed we only need to use one. That's the plan there. Bring it straight across, drop it straight down.
This is the reason why we went with the Alpha ESS, because the Alpha allows you to not only add solar directly into the hybrid inverter, but you can also CT and monitor a second upstream inverter. So that's good for anybody with systems that's already on a feed-in tariff, isn't it? And things like that. So it just opens the doors up to keeping your feed-in tariff, adding battery storage, and adding more panels.
So we're just checking here that the polarities are right with the DC cables, because they could be wrong way around. So if probe that, we snip our male back just so we know which was male and female. So if we put that one on there and that one on there, the reading on there, if you look at that, shows that it's positive reading, and that's it. Just putting the last MC4 on for the DC cables. Just gonna make it look nice and neat.
We've managed to get the battery all fitted. Reese has got all the DC side done, so that is the existing panels on the garage. All that's come down, so he's had a new DC run straight into the battery. So the panels on the garage, they'll be running full hybrid, and then we'll be monitoring the existing inverter on the house via a CT. Now, one of the good things about Alpha is to monitor everything, it runs on CTs. A lot of systems use a meter. Now, the thing is with a meter, it's another point of failure. So you could have a 10-year warranty on the inverter and the battery, just like you've got with an Alpha, but your meter might be running a 2-year warranty. So that it's just another thing to go wrong, basically. A meter goes into your consumer board, and then you run a CT from the meter. Alpha, they've done away with that. It's just a straight CT. So a lot less to go wrong. Not another point of failure, and it's just more efficient.
That's it, good man. I've moved the socket was here, just moved it up slightly higher, it's in line with the switch, and then taking down the trunking what was there, I'm just putting some Copex just so I think it looks neater. And then down here, I'm going to put a junction box in down there to extend the 16mm and data feed cable through this point here. So Reese was already, to be honest, I've already ducked out with the original cable. We've disconnected that. It was only a 2.5 cable supplied to garage. So we've upgraded that to 16mm, and we'll probably just leave that just in case they need it at any point.
So just got finished up on ES. Got a lovely little haul look, and I've got an adapter box, and Corey has literally just phoned me to now say he wants 2 of them. He wants 2 of them. So back into Yes Electrical I go, and I'll grab another. So that's my box of my bag of tricks. But yeah, back into Yes I go. More tackle. It's a thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. 20 kilowatt hours on there, and we've just got the inverter fitted as well. So looking good. We're on track. On track. Just going to join Corey now with the epic cable run that we've got to do.
We're just trying to fish this cable down back of this this bush. We're on. So turning power off. This customer's got a voltage optimizer. So if you're looking here, the optimizer there. So we didn't have an isolation point inside here, but we've got one here. So we've isolated that point, and the full house should be dead now. But obviously we'll test for see if it's live first before cables getting dropped from here to the Henley blocks into this board, and then this is feeding the garage supply from this point to garage. So yeah, so that prevents us having to pull the main fuse. We've got an optimizer there which has got an isolation point inside there already, so we'll just use that as an isolation. So we'll just check to make sure it's dead. That's it. That's it. At least I'm using my head as a prop.
None of you are right so far. In fact, not one single correct.
Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places.
So back in the office now. The job luckily is only around the corner, so I'm going to set up the customer's account. As with anything with Alpha, it's just super straightforward. The commissioning process is just an absolute breeze. There's some systems out there that you do the system and then you could be hours on end. I'm talking about given. You could be absolutely hours on end trying to get the system online and get it commissioned. Not with Alpha, super straightforward. I'm going to show you how we do it now. So I've got the install new system page. So this is on our Alpha dashboard. This will be linked into our installers account. It's going to ask you for some serial numbers, which are on the side of the unit. So our guys send these across to us in the office. We will then set up the customer's account for them, really straightforward. So I've got all that inputted. I'm just going to click submit. And it's thinking about it, and yeah, so it's recognised the system, operation successful. We've got the Smile G3 S5 inverter being recognised, and we've also got the 10 kilowatt battery, and we've got 2 of them. So we're gonna go on to the next step. Now it's asking what work mode it's in. Usually it would be in a DC because the solar is fed directly from the DC, or it'd be in AC. On this particular system, it's a hybrid. So like we said, we've got the solar on the garage, which is being fed directly into the inverter. And then we've got the external solar system, which is the Alpha's going to recognise on a CT. Say these are upgrading feed-in tariff systems, anything like that, this can do it. So we're going to run it in what's called a hybrid mode. Now, this is more like a double hybrid, like I said, because you've got the you've got the direct panels coming into the inverter, and you've also got the external panels which are on a separate inverter, but it's all being fed into the same battery and it's all singing off the same page. Really straightforward stuff. So we've got the system online now. The guys have linked it up with the Wi-Fi. We've set up the customer's side of the app, emailed his login details across. I can see here from our portal, the solar is generating 3.6 kilowatts across both systems. So that'll be the panels on the garage and of course the panels on the main house as well. So they're combined. The battery is actually full, so good on Alpha, always sending them with a full battery, we like that. And the power's going back to the grid, so obviously there's nowhere else for it to go. It's covering the customer's home load. The battery has recognised everything and it's sending the excess power back to the grid. Of course, if the battery wasn't full, it would be charging from both systems at the same time.
So it's been nearly a year now since we did this installation, and I think it's a good opportunity to have a look at the system, how it's performed, and we'll give you some data, and obviously we can see just how well and how much money it's actually saved for this customer. So you're joining me in my garden on a really nice kind of spring morning. It's actually 1st of May as I'm recording this, so the sun's definitely coming out. As we can see here, the guy's got 2 systems. So system number 1 is the garage system. That is shown here as PV1 and PV2. And his external system, i.e. the one on his main house, that is shown as PV inverter. So that is the separate inverter that stays in his house, and it all feeds back into the same battery, which is pretty cool, to be honest. So all of this is whilst keeping his feed-in tariff, so that is happy days, as that feed-in tariff is worth a lot of money to our customer. So let's have a look, see how it's performed. So this was yesterday. So yesterday, as you can see, he's produced nearly 25 kilowatts of energy, so more than enough to be self-sufficient, and is even given quite a lot back to the grid during the most efficient time, i.e. the one that gives him the most money. So he's on a tariff where if he feeds back between peak time, between 4 and 6 PM on a night, he's helping the grid and he's getting the maximum for his exported energy. If we go over to the profit diagram, this will show you exactly how well the system has performed. I'm just going to move myself. So the system has generated / saved him £1,455. Now that is incredible, as you can see. We'll just go on since installation. So the actual install was done on, if I put it on yearly, so the actual install was done on the 6th in 2025. So not even a year, and he's already saved and earned £1,455, so not bad at all. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this one. There's plenty more to come, so if you're not already, please subscribe to his YouTube channel. The content is only going to get better and the projects are only going to get bigger. If you're interested in a system like this for yourself, or if you want some advice, if you want to check out his website, we actually post all of our prices so you can get an idea of how much things are going to cost. We don't have to send people to your house, we can explain everything over the phone, whatever works best for you. And yeah, we've been trading since 2010, so it's worked for us for a very long time doing it that way. We don't like salespeople. So thanks again for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and follow and check out some other videos which will pop up on your screen in a moment.